All right, folks, welcome and thank you for watching. This short video is going to be an overview of the IES Abroad Barcelona program. I'm going to walk through this website real quick, highlight some of the important, most common questions about the program, and do a bit of explaining and summarizing so you can understand a little bit more about what you're getting into if you are interested in pursuing Barcelona as an abroad option. So, when you navigate to the Education Abroad website, here you'll find our main landing page, the dashboard. But when you're looking for specific programs, go to Explore Programs. Then, as I said, we're talking about Barcelona. So when you type in Barcelona, you see as of right now, we have multiple programs here. Again, we're specifically talking about the IES Abroad program. If you're curious about some of these others, I highly recommend you click, open the page, and review their eligibility requirements as they are different programs for specifically different majors. As in this one, for example, is open to Kelley School of Business majors only. This next one for HLS majors. But today we are talking about the IES Abroad program. So when you open the page, you will land right here on the beginning, the program overview. Definitely take a look and read this text here. Definitely click read more as you encounter it, because you'll understand and gather some more context about the program. For example, we have indicated here that there's an internship option, right? This snapshot here is the location, various subjects that we have, and of course the important program context from the advisor, the student services coordinator, and of course the main office. And again, click more, because if you're a Kelley major, for example, it's important to click more because you'll see the contact information for the Kelley International Programs Office. So when you scroll down on the main page, many of our programs have this, but most do not. However, Barcelona is specifically a program that does have high student interest. So please review this note and understand that applications for this program are reviewed competitively in such a way that we're asking students to identify secondary program options. And of course, if you want to play on the map for Barcelona, you're more than welcome to continue scrolling down. But to learn about the program itself, you first begin to navigate to About Program here. So as I said, there's an internship component to this program. With that, it is a 3-credit internship that counts towards your total enrollment for the program. I'll explain a little bit more about credit requirements and things like that abroad later, but just understanding one of the things you can do abroad is have yourself a part-time internship. Those are organized directly with IES Abroad, our on-site partner, where they are the ones largely with whom you'll work to connect to their on-site partners, through which you'll submit your applications, be invited for interviews and things like that. So IU is not facilitating the internship process, but after you're accepted into this program, you will begin to immediately work with our partner IES Abroad on getting that set up if you are interested, and it is entirely optional if you are not. So understanding English is the primary language of the program, but Spanish as an instructional language is because everybody is required to take a 4-credit Spanish language class. For example, if you've never had Spanish before, that's completely okay. You'll start right at the 100 level. If you've had some Spanish and are working towards a 3 or 4 semester foreign language requirement for your degree, great. You can pick right up where you left off here in Bloomington or anywhere within the IU system. Or if you've completed your 250, your 3 or 4 semester language requirement, then the idea would be for you to take the next language up. Language level is determined by placement test given after acceptance. So be prepared to do that upon acceptance and then finalize your language enrollment on site. Now, I will definitely let you all read the text in depth here, but it's important to understand that there are a few major distinct housing types. There are homestays with Spanish individuals or families, apartments throughout the city that are with other students on the program. There's an additional fee for pursuing apartments, and of course they have shared kitchen space, living spaces, and then washing machines, but potentially not dryers. And then finally, residence halls. There's also an additional fee towards pursuing residence halls, but all residence halls in Barcelona tend to be single rooms with, again, shared kitchens and spaces. throughout the building. And then some of the premium options might have additional amenities, for example, gyms, lounges, things like that. A couple things important to note here. One, as it says in the bold, their independent housing for this program is not permitted. Not No exceptions are made, so please pursue the on-program housing because that is all that you're able to take and all that will be approved by the university. And then the second one is if you are interested in a roommate, you absolutely can request a maximum of one roommate if you live in an option where you share your space with another student. So if you have a home stay with multiple spaces or an apartment with multiple people, you can absolutely request a roommate there. For residence halls, of course, everybody gets their own room, so a roommate is not very much likely here. However, since every student is in the building, if you want to live with more than one other person, a residence hall is a great way to get everybody you want to room with under the same roof. You can also room with quite literally anybody in the program. So, for example, if you are a non Kelly major and your friend goes to the Kelly school, you can choose to room with them. It's just important to note that they also have to be in the IES Abroad program. And as we saw at the beginning, there are other programs not with IES Abroad that are open to Kelly students. So please be aware that you're in exactly the same program. At the same time, if you know somebody who does not go to Indiana University but is also doing the IES Abroad Barcelona program, then you can also request to room with them. Yep, absolutely, you can. Moving on from housing and overview, so academics of the program, there's a couple of ways to really go about academic planning. The first one is understanding, first and foremost, the requirements of the program. So everybody is taking 15 to 16 credits, and the program does have a 15 credit minimum. What that is are either five courses total or four courses and that optional 3 credit internship. One of the things that you're specifically doing towards those credits, as I said, is that 4 credit Spanish language class. So everybody's doing that. Then you can choose to do an internship, meaning you would do the Spanish class, internship, and then choose 3 other courses. Or you will do the Spanish class and choose 4 other courses. If you go the internship route, all of your courses will be taught at the IES Abroad Center that's located in the center of Barcelona. Or if you are doing just the coursework options, 1 or 2 of those courses might be located at a local partner university elsewhere within Barcelona. There are a couple of ways, as I said, to go about identifying courses and planning academically for the program. If you are a Kelly Business School major, please talk to the Kelly Abroad office for course-specific advising. And if you are any sort of non-Kelly major, which is quite literally everybody else, then you will be able to take a look at what sort of courses have been offered in Barcelona before and what IU credit those are equal to. So please, what that would be called is the course equivalency list. This might be on the website here. This might have its own separate web page on the Education Abroad website. But ultimately, what you're seeing is the name of the course abroad, the IU credit, and if it carries Gen Ed ANH, Social Historical Studies, if it carries case credit, NNM, and then, of course, if there's a specific note, for example, if it's only offered a certain term or if there are multiple IU credits offered for the same course. But you can use this list to get a sense of what courses are abroad in the program and ultimately help you plan academically for your time abroad. And this is a list of some of the partner universities. And of course, this takes you to the IES Abroad website if you would like to take a look at the program there as well. Moving on, you'll see this updated for your respective term, but under term information is where you'll see the beginning and the end dates of the program. So please take a close look there because it's incredibly important to arrive on or before the start date of the program because you begin immediately with orientations, registering into your housing on site, and then of course after a few days of orientations, adjusting housing registration and any finalizing course registration, then lectures will begin. All right. And then, of course, there are different dates throughout the term. Generally, spring semesters tend to start earlier in January, and then the fall semester will start fairly similar to when Indiana University starts. But again, there might be the days are slightly different every year, but they occur at roughly a similar time. Definitely take a look at what's included within the program fee to get a quick sense of what you might be expected to pay out of pocket, for example, books and supplies, airfare, but also understanding that some fees that might be coming up, for example, administrative or medical insurance, are part of the program fee, whereas something not included are personal expenses abroad and, for example, any sort of visa fee that is incurred here. A very important slide to take a look at for this program in any is the program eligibility page. There are three key criteria for the Barcelona program. The first one, making normal academic progress. Essentially, what that means is just you are consistently full-time enrolled within Indiana University. You are not, consistent 12 to 15 credit or more enrollment, full-time status, or you are not in any sort of academic watch or probation. If you are concerned about the definition of normal academic progress and how that applies to you, especially if you have a history of part-time enrollment or transfers, definitely come talk to us. Next, you're in at least your fourth full-time semester of college. That is fourth semesters to be completed prior to going abroad. So, for example, if you're trying to go abroad in the spring, but the application begins, the summer, even before the fall you go abroad, for example, if you try to go abroad in the spring, then your fall semester can be your fourth. So for the folks going abroad in spring 2026, the minimum fourth semester will be fall 2025, even though the application itself closes in the summer before their full term. Again, if you have questions on that you're not sure if you have 4 full-time semesters, please talk to us and we can help confirm that. And ultimately, there is a minimum program GPA of having a 2.75 cumulative to be considered eligible. If you do have slightly below a 2.75 and are painfully close, we definitely invite you to consider other programs that are not competitive. For a program like Barcelona that is competitively evaluated, unfortunately, we have that minimum and it tends to be hard because we want to guarantee the spots of above 275 for all of those who apply and are eligible for the program. Some other keynotes here for Kelly majors, of course, you need to have completed I-Corps prior to going abroad. Talk to the Kelly team if you have questions about that. Make sure you're getting a passport, and then, of course, demonstrating reliance, flexibility, resilience, and things like that. And there will be plenty of opportunity on your applications to outline exactly how you demonstrate this here. And then finally, this page here has some links to funding information, costs and scholarships available, and then, of course, going to the IES website for any sort of refund policy. So I highly recommend you visit this page, click on some of the links, understand the program costs and financial aid available, and make sure to have those financial conversations with your families if they're helping contribute, or overall there are resources here to help you begin to plan. All right, so ultimately that's the Barcelona IES program. Kind of final and note, this program tends to have an incredible amount of courses for a wide variety of majors. This program is continuously popular for that reason, so definitely take a look at the website yourself. Take a deeper dive into the course lists either on this academics page here or the Education Abroad website. And finally, review what you need, get a good sense of what courses and degree requirements you'd like to do abroad, and come talk to us here in Education Abroad. Come talk to your academic advisors about your plans to study. And ultimately, hopefully it's a good choice for you. Take a look at the website some more.